Even before visiting Plopsaland, I published this. And it ended up after visiting the park, but what it was meant to be a silly video, it's actually a reality. So, shall we say that Plopsaland just wasted 20 million euros to create a Ride to Happiness? Maybe yes. Now, don't get me wrong, Ride to Happiness is an amazing coaster. It won the best new coaster for 2021 in Europe. I loved it to beat, to the extent that it made me doubt if Taron is still the best coaster out there. And I'm deeply in love with Taron in Phantasialand. But the main issue I've got here is that despite being an amazing coaster, unique coaster as well, super intense, it doesn't make any sense in Plopsaland. Plopsaland is a park for kids. Is not far away from a Legoland or Chessington World of Adventure, to the extent that it's got a zoo as well. On the other hand, Ride to Happiness, it's this one-of-a-kind experience, super intense, but it doesn't make any sense in that park. The crowd of the park is made of kids, and all the attractions in the park are designed for kids. Now, what they ended up having is like a mixed crowd of kids which are completely ignoring Ride to Happiness because it's far too intense, and coaster enthusiasts which are going there like pilgrims, doing Ride to Happiness 20 times in one day but not enjoying the rest of the park. To prove that, Ride to Happiness is most of the time walk on train, it's got no queue at all, while other rides which are less intense and less remarkable, like Heidi, the wooden coaster, or even the tractors, have got a much longer queue. And this should say it all. So why opening a coaster which is of the level of the Smiler, Icon or Taron in a park for kids? Well, most of the people say that they are trying to broaden their target audience and trying to attract grown-up and coaster enthusiasts, which would make sense if they had an expansion plan similar to Energylandia, so opening 2 or 3 new coaster every year for the next 2 or 3 years, which is clearly not the case because the next attraction we're going to open for next year, so the new attraction coming for 2023, is going to be an indoor area for kids with flat rides similar to the existing one. So clearly they decided to go back investing on their key target, which makes to me complete sense. So currently we got this amazing coaster in a kiddie park, and there is all this pilgrimage of enthusiasts which are going there just to ride to Happiness. My fear is that this enthusiast wave is gonna dry at some point, because as soon as another big coaster is gonna open in Europe, for example Voltron in Europa Park in 2023, then the attention is just gonna shift somewhere else. By the way, Ride to Happiness was a massive investment for Plopsaland because they invested approximately 20 million euros, which is a lot of money. And with a similar investment, approximately 25 million, Europa Park managed to open Arthur, which would have been just the perfect fit for Plopsaland. Now, I know I'm saying basically to every single park in the world they should open Arthur, just because this coaster is unbelievably nice and impressive. But considering it's a powered inverted coaster, heavily themed, which has got a dark ride part and then it turns into a more outdoor coaster, and it's a hit for kids, for grown-up, for enthusiasts, this would have been just the perfect choice in a park which, by the way, it's really good with theming. I don't really see this point of opening super extreme coaster in park designed for kids. And my fear is that also Chessington World of Adventure, thinking about the new Jumanji area, which is gonna feature a B&M wing coaster, it might be a similar mistake. Is this gonna be too intense for the crowd of the park? We are gonna see when they're gonna open it. And then what is really frustrating is that despite the station and the queue line being really nicely themed, the coaster itself it's actually dropped into a field, basically, with no theming along the track. And of course, when you do Ride to Happiness, you think, what if that coaster was gonna be like the choice of Phantasialand instead of Fly in Rockburg? And I'm saying that because this coaster is much better than Fly, and also if it was gonna be placed into a heavily themed area with Phantasialand budget, so in Rockburg, this coaster could have been easily one of the best coasters in the world.